What is going on YouTube? Another video coming at you from JD's NerdVerse. We're playing through today is Diglett. And before I get started on the Diglett preview, like, share, and subscribe to my channel. Also follow me on Twitter and Instagram. Twitter, it is at JD's NerdVerse, and Instagram is JD's_nerd_verse. Post stuff about Pokemon all the time, about my videos, also to get in conversations about movies, some of my just favorite topics ever. So today we are playing through Pokemon Blue with Diglett. Let's go over Diglett's stats real quick. Diglett has some really good stats in some categories and really garbage stats, the opposite ends of both spectrums. So speed and attack are the two best stats for Diglett, and special's not too bad for a first stage Pokemon. 95 speed, 45 special, and 55 attack. Hit points and defense are hot garbage for this Pokemon. Hit points and defense are just really bad. Early in the game, you really can't do any damage, or take any damage, and your defense is garbage. So you're basically the exact definition of a glass cannon. And moving on, when you evolve into Diglett or Dugtrio, your stats get better. I mean, you level up. Speed goes to 120, so one of the faster Pokemons in the game. Attack is 80. Special is 70, and defense does double, and the hit points do triple, but they're just so low to begin with that they're just not very good at all. One of my favorite Pokemon to use in Gen 1, honestly, is Dugtrio. So, I'm excited to play through this. Moving on to the moveset. So let's analyze the moveset we have here. So level 1, we get Scratch. That's what we start the game with. We also get Growl. We get, at level 15, we get Dig at level 19. We get Sand Attack level 24, Slash at level 31, and Earthquake at level 40. That's if we don't level up Diglett at all. So if you look at Dugtrio's moveset, Scratch level, we're not going to do that, but he would get Slash 4 levels later and Earthquake 7 levels later. So that's not too big a deal for me because I'm just going to get Earthquake the move, the TM. That's not an issue. But if we had to play the game with just level up moves, this actually isn't too bad. There's pretty good power here. There's a lot of good accuracy. I'm pretty sure Dig is not 100 base power in Gen 1. I think it's 80. So this may be inaccurate. But Earthquake is definitely 100 and Slash is definitely pretty good. So now moving on to the TM moveset. So TM moveset with this Pokemon, pretty elaborate. Gives us some good coverage, some good range. Body Slam, Takedown, Double Edge, Hyper Beam, which I didn't know Hyper Beam was part of this Pokemon until I did the research for this. I never considered the fact that you might be able to use Hyper Beam. Fissure, Earthquake, Dig, Rock Slide is going to be very helpful. So Body Slam and Rock Slide are two that are for sure going to be helpful. We do not have any moves that help with the Badge Boost glitch. So we're going to have to do this on our own, which honestly we don't really have the hit points to set up. So maybe Mimic will help us out, and that's pretty much what it would be. Let me move on to the actual rules of this playthrough. First rule is only Diglett in battle. So we can use other Pokemon to help catch other Pokemon, like for HMs and things. But in battle we can only use the Diglett. Number 2 is a running clock with 3 exceptions. So this is a speed run. We are trying to beat this game as quickly as possible. Sometimes we have to level up a little bit more than we would maybe usually do. But it's a running clock, 3 exceptions. First one is Lieutenant Surge's gym. You can never find the buttons when you walk in. I turn off the timer until I find the buttons and turn them back on when I'm just about to fight Lieutenant Surge. The other two other two options to turn off the clock are when I get over encumbered with stuff and I need to sell them or put them in a computer or whatever, do some errands. Mainly when I get to Celadon City, I will pause the timer, do those errands, and then start it back up when we're doing something that is plot related to the game. And then the third option, we need to get a move. So for example, we have access to Hyper Beam if we want it. We can actually get Hyper Beam at the game corner. However, because it takes forever to sell 50 coins at a time, that can take a lot of time, so we'll pause the clock to do so. Rule number 3, no glitches or exploits. I cannot use the Pokédoll glitch. I cannot use Missingo glitch. None of those are usable with this Pokemon. The Badge Boost glitch is something that it's okay because it's just a mechanic in the game. And then number 4, no items in battle. So I can't heal myself, I can't revive myself, throw another Pokemon out, revive, and then whatever. So those are the rules we'll play through. My predictions for this playthrough. I think Diglett I think I get through this game in about an hour and 45 minutes. That's my educated guess. We have a lot of good knockout capability. Because we have to level up to level 19 just to get through Brock's gym, it's going to make a lot of the game very easy. Especially going from Brock's gym to Missy's gym for sure. That's going to be a lot of cakewalking, so to speak. So that is I think it'll take about an hour and 45 minutes. I think we'll where we're going to struggle is, I think at one point we may struggle with Missy's gym. However, we do have a high attack, but Bubble Beam will be a one-hit knockout, so we gotta be careful of that. It may be something we'll have to wait till I get Bubble Beam. Where else would I struggle? The Elite Four for sure, just because we don't have a lot of hit points. And if we're not knocking things out, they're gonna get a chance to attack us, and there's some pretty strong Pokemon in the Elite Four. Hour 45 minutes, and yeah, I think that's what we're gonna be able to do. So enjoy the video. See ya. What's going on, YouTube? This is the playthrough part of the game, the video. Let's go ahead and watch Diglett face off against Bulbasaur. I didn't give him a fancy name. I couldn't think of anything funny for this Pokemon, but we face off against Bulbasaur. We chose Bulbasaur for some very obvious reasons. It's our natural opponent, but we also chose Squirtle, and I'll explain a little bit later in the video why Squirtle would have been as good an option. So, we beat him without taking any damage. So early in the game, the strategy is just to, we need to get to, we're going to avoid first off battles against Pidgeys and Rattatas. We don't have a lot of health, so I'm not going to risk getting knocked out by them. So I just literally just run from all these battles to get this part of the game knocked out. You have to do this trivial, tedious part where you have to get Professor Oak's parcel. And for some reason I heal right here just by habit, but I didn't need to do that because I saved myself about 6 seconds. But early in the game, we got to make sure that we get enough experience. So Diglett, I've already gone over some of its stats. Stats are not the greatest, except for speed is good and attack is good, but defense and hit points are not very good at all. So that is, yes, that's what we're dealing with right now. So to compensate for that, we have to trade up. We have to sprint to level 19 because we can't beat Brock without getting Dig, and also in that process, we're going to fight a lot of Kakunas and Metapods. So that's why I'm showing right here, is I'm just showing that we're fighting Kakunas. They don't attack back. They're actually a second stage Pokemon, so they give you a little bit more experience. So I actually did a couple of runs, just kind of testing this out a little bit, and I did a run where I fought only Rattatas and Pidgeys, trying to level up, and added about 15 more minutes just because of, got half the experience, so on and so forth when I did that. So I'm going to go ahead and talk while these fights against these bug trainers happen. So I chose Bulbasaur because Bulbasaur is the natural enemy of a ground type Pokemon. However, you could have also chose Squirtle because ground is also weak to water. There's some big reasons later in the game why Bulbasaur is the better choice, because it makes it harder for you, and that's why I chose. I went to go the Bulbasaur route, is it does make the game a lot harder for you. But we get these knockouts early. Scratch will do a decent amount of damage. You'll do okay with it. But, for example, we're poisoned right now. If we didn't have an antidote, we do not have enough hit points really to get back and heal. So you got to have a lot of antidotes. So there's, like I said, there's a lot of challenges this Pokemon creates for you. It presents you with a lot of challenges. However, Diglett / Dugtrio is one of my favorite Pokemon in Gen 1. I used to play with them all the time. So I'm just looking at the picture of Diglett. I always just thought that was a nose, and for a while someone tried to tell me it was a mouth with one tooth, but it's a nose. So now we have our rival fight. Our rival fight, if we just don't deal with Pidgey and its stupid sand attack, this is a really, really easy fight. But he gets in one sand attack, so yeah, we're doing a little bit of damage here, and we actually we get a decent amount of damage in, but he gets the damn Leech Seed, so it's just healing. By the way, our rival's a damn cheater, and I'll expose him for the cheater he is later in this game. Just so you guys are aware, he's a dang cheater. So now we're fighting the Million Light Years Trainer. If you don't know, he's called that because it says you're light years away from facing Brock. So we get the knockout here. We get the knockout against Sandshrew. He's just not getting any damages done in right now. And we get the knockout against... No, we don't. Yes, we do. There we go. So, I'm doing something in this video I've never done before. So if you look at the clock, it is stopped. I'm showing you what happens at level 18, the level before we get Dig, what it looks like when you try to battle Brock. So yeah, it doesn't go pretty. We have no health, so every time he hits us, he's doing about 7 damage. So that's one trade-off. Every time he hits us, he does about 7 damage with Tackle. We have no way to boost our defense, so we just gotta kind of try to outlast. We do almost no damage to him. So, yeah, we're just waiting it out till we lose, and now we're gonna face him one more time. And I keep forgetting to say this. Wakanda forever! And now we're facing him again. We're gonna try Growl, which will lower his attack a little bit, so now it only does 5 this time. Now it's still doing 4. And he still does, yeah, he still does a decent amount of damage. So he does 2 there. So we're probably going to get through Geodude. There's just not enough health to get through Onyx. And I think Onyx just messes with us. Because at one tackle could probably take us out when we face Onyx. Because we don't have any of his defenses or any of his stats lowered or anything like that. And so we got him down to only doing 2 damage, which is okay. But yeah, now we're down to 4. Cool. Now we have Onyx, and we can just scratch and scratch and scratch, and we're just not going to do anything to him. So I wanted to show this. Now, if you want to see another version of this where, like, every level up till 19, like from, like, 14 on, if you watch J-Rose 11's playthrough with Diglett, you will see, like, pretty much every level he'll do it. His games are played a little bit differently than mine, so that's why. Now the real battle where we beat Brock. We're at level 19 now. And Wakanda forever! Geodude is a one-hit knockout. You do have to be careful when it comes to Onyx. If you dig and don't knock him out, he uses Bide. The Bide will attack you. So dig. And a one-hit knockout. Very good. You gotta be careful of that. I've played it before where that's happened. So, okay, we get past him. Now, after this, these battles aren't really that important, but we want to fight as many battles as possible. This Pokemon has, when you play through some games, you get Pokemon you know they have deficiencies. You know they have things wrong with them. This is a Pokemon that has those. Attack and defense is horrible. So unless we're one-shotting everything, or unless we're facing things that don't do any damage at all, we're going to have problems. And that definitely becomes apparent in the Elite Four. But early in the game right here, we actually are over-leveled enough. Which I don't like always over-leveling to get past the problem, but there's really no way to win this game without over-leveling. To beat Brock, I mean, there really is no way to beat Brock without over-leveling. It's just not possible. And you can't just, revert back to, like, lower levels after you beat them. You have to continue with those levels you gained. So, it is what it is. However, it does make certain parts of the game easier for a while, but it full circles back to being difficult again, because we skip so many trainers in this game. We don't skip any of the trainers here or in Mountain Moon. Mountain Moon, we don't really get any moves we need, but we get experience, and that's really what we need is experience. And we obviously get the Dome Fossil, so all hail the Dome Fossil. But this part of the game, we're just trying to get experience. We're just trying to work through it, and you're also kind of testing the waters of what you can do. So right now we have a lot of digs left because I'm just using Scratch. See how far we can get with Scratch, so we don't have to heal that often. So all these fights is me conserving the 10 digs that I got. So that's actually one of the trade-offs to Diglett. He does hit some pretty good moves like Dig and Earthquake, but there's only 10 power points in those. And I think Fissure you get, but that's only 5. But I don't even use Fissure, but it's a move you can get. And so we have plenty of abilities to take out these guys. One of my main concerns was we're gonna have to go back and heal, and that just takes time that we just don't want to waste. We've spent 30 minutes getting past Brock. So, and now we're facing this girl with this Jigglypuff. Not too bad. It's a pretty good battle. It's a one-hit knockout, very good. And we're moving on, and we're on the Mountain Moon. And I'm just gonna show a few battles in Mountain Moon, not too many. They're not that important to show all these battles. It's just not that important. What it does show is, again, how, I won't say over level, but how overpowered we are at this moment in the game. I did have to go out of here one time to heal.
this part of the game. Now, I'm pretty sure I've gone over this, but I'm not going to let Diglett level up to Dugtrio when it wants to. It wants to level him up around like 26 or 27. I'm not going to let that happen. So we're fighting this Team Rocket member right here. And he has Rattata, so we're going to use Scratch. And it's a one-hit, thank goodness. And Zubat, I don't think it's a one-hit. No, it's not. But he doesn't do a lot of damage to us anyway, so not too concerned about this guy. And then we have this super duper nerd who doesn't like to share his prehistoric fossils with anyone. So yeah, we have plenty of Dig left. Let's use Dig and knock him out. 3 hits. Move on to the next part of the game. Now, next gym I thought would honestly be a lot harder. So we're about to move on to Misty's gym, and Misty's gym I thought would be a lot harder. We got the Dome Fossil. All hail the Dome Fossil. And we move on to Misty's gym. Misty's gym is not difficult because we outspeed everything. Dig is a very powerful move in Gen 1. It's an 80 base attack with 100% accuracy. The only thing it won't do is hit something that's flying. Unless you're Venomoth. For some reason Venomoth can get hit by it. Does not make sense to me. I'm still trying to figure that one out. So Dig, and it's not quite a one hit, but you know, it's a 2-hit. Get the Toko, knock it out. We level up. We also go back and heal. And so Misty is a one fight attempt. So Misty and her Bikini and Staryu has a Dig as a 1-hit knockout. And then we get Starmie. We outspeed, which is good. Dig, 1-hit knockout. Water Gun. I think Bubble Beam would have been a knockout if he hit us with Bubble Beam, but Water Gun works. And it's a 2-hit knockout for us. Now, this could be a tricky battle. We obviously have our cheating rival in his Dirty Bird Pidgey, or Pidgeotto, and he's going to use... We want to get through this battle without him using too many sand attacks, because it's just going to lower our opportunities to do damage to the other Pokemon in this. So the good news is, we don't have to worry too much about taking too much damage, because we can one-shot everything else after this. I think we one-shot Bulbasaur. I think? Yes, we do. Okay, good. And we're supposed to level up right here, or evolve, but we stop it. The reason why I'm stopping the evolution right there is I want to get Slash. Slash will be very helpful, and if we push it back, we'll get Slashed at a later level, and that won't help us for Erica's gym. But the reason why I'm showing this battle is because these rock trading Pokemon, these hikers, can be a wall off in these playthroughs. It's because we don't have a lot of stuff that does damage to them. And this girl right here has, 2 grass-type Pokemon that can be very tough as well. So that's why I'm showing her. But with Dig is so powerful, even with something resisted to us, we can knock it out pretty handily. And we get this knockout as well. And now we take out another Oddish, Dig, get the knockout. Very good, very good, very good. Now, I've mentioned this before, that's Pokemon Snowball. And so this, I'll talk about that after this girl. So Pidgey again, I hate this trainer. She has 3 Pidgeys, and all 3 of them have Sand Attack, and all 3 of them could use Sand Attack and really get your accuracy down to bare minimum. But we beat the girl with the Pidgey, and then we fight this guy here who I have some very punny jokes with this one. So this guy starts off with a Eradicate and a Spearow. So Spearow, you want to take the Spearow to 0. And you want to eradicate the Raticate. So right there, we knock out both of them. And we move on to the SSN. We fight 1 extra battle in the SSN to get Body Slam. This is what I was talking about, snowballing. In this game, you have the ability to snowball. So we're going to get Dig. We got Dig already. Now we're going to get Body Slam. And very soon we're going to get Slash. So those things snowball in this game so that you snowball yourself into a decent amount of moves. Later, we get 2 more moves that are going to help with this as well. So Body Slam's a 2-hit. Dig should be a 1-hit with Eradicate. Dig should also be a 1-hit with Kadabra. Oh, we use Body Slam. Body Slam's a 1-hit, so it doesn't matter. And Ivysaur is a 2-hit, and instead of Leech Seeding us, or he Leech Seeds us rather than Vine Whipping us. So now we're on to Lieutenant Surge, and probably one of the worst gym leaders in this game. When it comes to, beating him. Dig will knock out all 3 of these in sequence. So it's not even a competition. What I noticed about this playthrough is a lot of the gym leaders you are facing, you actually, just blitz through and blast through a handful of the gyms. So Misty, we blasted through her pretty well. This hiker right here, I'm showing this because usually this is tough, but it's not tough when you have a move like Dig, or if you have like a water move with like other Pokemon you can get with other games, other playthroughs. But this hiker usually can be an issue, but it's not an issue for this Pokemon. We got Slash solely for this gym. Slash does very good at knocking or one-shotting everything in this gym. So I'll go ahead and talk about. I was just talking about this. Never mind. Maybe I won't talk about it. Oh no, the gym leaders. Okay, so Misty was super easy. 3 hits and we knocked out all of our Pokemon. 1 shot the Staryu and 2 shot the Starmie. Lieutenant Surge, we blast through his gym as well. 1 hit knockouts for all 3 Pokemon. So keep that in mind. I'll talk about it a little bit later because I don't want to ruin the outcome of the rest of them. But let's just say that for a lot of the gym leaders in this game specifically, a lot of gym leaders, we bulldoze through them. We bulldoze through actually a lot of the big battles in this game. Like for example, Giovanni is a pushover. Giovanni is not a problem at all. We get Rock Slide. So this is our moveset right now. Slash, Dig, Rock Slide, and Slash, Dig, Rock Slide, Body Slam. So we have a lot of moves. We have a decent amount of coverage. There's nothing we're going to come across we can't in some way one hit or potentially 2 shot. So I'm trying to use Dig so to conserve a little bit of the slashes I have. And we get put to sleep. So this scared me just a little bit because it can be bad. Can be. It wasn't bad, but it can be bad. But we don't have to worry about that too much. I want to talk about that we did get the move Rock Slide. Rock Slide is going to be very helpful to us because it can do damage to flying types that we're going to be coming across here later. Big move for the outcome, to finish the outcome of the game. So now we're fighting Erica. Now, I thought Slash would be a 1-hit. It's not. Razor Leaf, we tanked the way Razor Leaf. Very surprised that we tanked that. So that's a 1-hit. That's a 2-hit knockout. Tangela is not a 2-hit knockout. That scared me. And if we got hit by Petal Dance, I'm pretty sure we would have not survived the Petal Dance hit. So Erica wasn't easy, but we did beat her pretty handily. So now we're moving on to Team Rocket in the Rocket Hideout. I'm not going to bore you with too many particulars because we're kind of just over leveled, so everything in here we steamroll. But what we do is we do beat Giovanni pretty handily as well, and yeah, and this guy's pretty handily as well. Yeah, so let's see. Erica was pretty simple. Actually, Brock was simple once we got Dig. So there's Brock's easy. Misty's pretty easy. Lieutenant Surge is pretty easy. Erica was probably the hardest fight so far. She was probably the hardest one. That's because naturally she's the enemy of ground, which is grass. It's a natural enemy. So we're fighting Tweedledee and Tweedledum. These battles are trivial. We're so much more powerful than them. Now you're probably sitting there watching this like, hey, why are you over leveling right now? There's a reason for this. You will see the reason. Trust me. There is ample reason why we're a higher level than we actually need to be to get through this part of the game. And yeah, so Dig, 1-hit knockout, very good. Dig, 1-hit knockout, very good. And Kangaskhan is a slash. It's gonna be a 2-hit. It's Toko. And I still don't know what Guard Spec does. I'm not gonna look it up because it's just dumb that he uses it every time. So now we're facing our rival. Now this rival fight can be tricky, but we have our ace in the hole. We have every one can be knockouts. There's 1 knockout. There's 2 knockouts. There's 3 knockouts. There's 4 knockouts. Can we make it 5 knockouts? And we get 5 knockouts. So 5 knockouts, 5 OKOs. Very good. We're moving on. Now, this is just a part of the game where you don't even have to do this. So if you're ever watching this and you're wondering, like, why are you doing this? This is the way to get yourself 2 or 3 experience points, or 2 or 3 levels very quickly. Everyone in here, you're going to steamroll at this point in the game. You're just going to blast right through them. So don't think for a second you actually have to fight these battles and you're required to. It's just a gym to get experience. So we walked in here, we were level 40 or 41. Yeah, I think we level up with this one. Yeah, there's 42. So now there's one level, and these next 3 guys are going to get us at least one more level. So it's 2 levels you can get within a matter of like 2 minutes. Pretty quickly, especially at this point in the game where level's a lot harder to come by because you need way more experience. So I was talking earlier about using Bulbasaur rather than Squirtle. The reason why I use Bulbasaur rather than Squirtle is Bulbasaur, when you face, if your rival has Bulbasaur, he also has Gyarados. And Gyarados and Bulbasaur combined make beating the final rival fight very tricky. Because not only can you get one shot by Venusaur, because he has Razor Leaf, he has Solar Beam. I don't think Vine Whip's I don't think he has Vine Whip at that point. But Vine Whip can do a decent amount of damage because it's Grass type. But you also now have to deal with your rival having a Gyarados with Hydro Pump. And he's Flying type, so you can't do Dig or Earthquake, your 2 most powerful moves, so you're subjected to having to use a not so powerful move. If you're watching right now at the screen, we're just fighting a bunch of trainers in this gym. This gym is very, very easy in this playthrough. Usually there are some playthroughs where it is tricky to get through Koga's gym. And this is not one of them. This is not one of those tricky ones. We have a lot of good moves. We have Slash, we have Dig, we have Rock Slide, Body Slam. We have just about anything we need to do a decent amount of damage to the entire roster that Koga is about to present us. Okay? And Sand Slash should be a Dig as a 1-hit. Maybe, yeah, Dig should be a 1-hit. Yep, there we go. Arbok should also be a 1-hit, but we're going to use Slash just to save Dig, I don't have to go back and do heal again. But I think I have to heal anyway, but for whatever reason we decided not to do Dig. We get poisoned, and like I said, I'm just getting some experience. So I always like to fight as many trainers in the gyms for the most part as much as possible. There are some situations where I don't fight all the gym trainers in the gym, but it's actually a good way to get a lot of experience really fast. They're all in one area. You don't have to travel a lot. You'll just go from one to the other to the next, so on until you beat them all. And once we beat this guy, we're going to face Koga. And the trend of being able to obliterate gym leaders is going to continue. I don't even think we miss an attack. I don't even think they do a damage to us. We don't go back and heal. We just use potions. And we just move on right to... I don't know why I'm saving that. I should have just cut that out of there. Yeah, so right now we're fighting Koga. And all the gyms so far have been easy except for Erica was a little bit of a challenge. But this one falls into that easy category. So Dig, 1 knockout. 2 knockouts. And 3 knockouts. And he defeats himself, but we still get the knockout. So now we're facing our rival. Now here's where the wall that you need the Kool-Aid Man to get through comes in. Is right now we're trying to get through our rival. We are 9 levels higher than Pidgeot. And we get down to 48 health, just trying to deal with him. And Hydro Pump hits, and he's level 38, so it doesn't make sense to me that he has Hydro Pump. What the heck? And yeah, we're gonna face him again. And this is you're seeing one of the few playthroughs where I'm showing you a lot of my fails, just because I want you to know like the challenges that I faced playing this game. So now we're facing Gyarados again. Rock Slide. Do we tank a Hydro Pump? No, we do not. We do not take a Hydro Pump. It's BS. So now we have to find a way to get through this. So I'm trying to find a way to get through this battle. If I just get past... I can't even get past Gyarados. So that's not even... He's not even the one we're most weak to. The one we're most weak to is Ivysaur. Or Venusaur. Or whatever he has at this point. So that's like being very frustrating. Because it's a knockout. And why... oh why can we not get past this Pokemon? It is what it is. So we're going to try one more time. One more fun-filled time of trying to get through this Pokemon. So Body Slam, we're trying to get a Paralyze this time so that it can't attack us. Now our accuracy is lowered. That's awesome. And now we're facing Gyarados. Again, Body Slam, trying to get a... And he gets a knockout. And why is the level 38 thing standing out to me so much?
What's going on? This is Future JD coming at you here with a little bit of interruption for Past JD. We have a little bit of a glitch in this game that I wanted to point out. A massive glitch that I'm going to point out, kind of complain about for 5 seconds, and then we'll move on with the rest of the video. So, right now, we are getting hit by Gyarados with a Hydro Pump. He is level 38. Hydro Pump is pretty much a one-hit knockout for us at this level. It's really hard for us to survive hit. It's such a powerful move. It's 120 base power, 80 or 90% accuracy. So he's hitting us with such a strong move, and I thought that was a little weird when I was playing it through. I'm like, yeah, that's a little early for Hydro Pump. So while I'm doing the editing process, I was watching another YouTuber, and he played through his Diglett. Similar scenario. And at level 23 in the Pokemon Tower, when he's fighting a rival, Gyarados has Hydro Pump at level 23. And I was like, whoa, that seems extremely early to have Hydro Pump. I don't think any other Pokemon has Hydro Pump that early. And guess what? Our rival in Pokemon Blue is a dirty, rotten cheater. It is not possible. There's only one way it's possible, and I'll explain that here in a second. It is not possible for Gyarados to have Hydro Pump at level 23 or even 38 at this point in the game. Some Pokemon will get Hydro Pump a little earlier if they don't evolve, like Squirtle is one of those examples, but Hydro Pump is not available to Gyarados to level 41. Yet somehow, our rival has a Gyarados at level 23 with a Hydro Pump and level 38 with a Hydro Pump in my game. So I was thinking about this, like, how is that possible? There's no way to do it. And then I looked it up, and it's not. It's a rival, just like it's got a Dirty Bird Pidgey. He's a dirty, rotten cheater. He's using a Pokemon with a move that shouldn't have that move. There's only one way possible to get this move. Okay? If you go... if we were to play through this game as Gyarados, and we started out with Gyarados, and like right now we substitute in whatever Pokemon we need to play through, the only way to get Hydro Pump is to start the game with Hydro Pump. You have to have him at level 1 or level 5 in our case. And unless I don't think that's, I just don't get how he has it. He's a dirty, rotten cheater, and I just want to point him out for that. If he had like Bubble Beam or Water Gun or even Surf, I wouldn't have batted an eye. But I was watching it, I'm like level 23. And I'm like, how the heck did he get Hydro Beam at level 23? So in the middle of my editing, I went over and looked, and I found out that Hydro Pump is not available for this Pokemon until level 41. Like I said, there is one scenario where it's available, and that's if you start the game with them. Or I guess maybe if you hatch an egg in this Gyarados, I think that might be possible. But, yeah, I just wanted to point that out. It kind of irritated me. I'm a little mad about it. But, continue with the video. I just wanted to point out this massive, massive clerical error in this game. Thanks for watching. Back to the movie. See ya.
So we decided we're going to skip that and go to Blaine's gym. Lieutenant Blaine. Yeah, there we go. We're going to Blaine's gym. The fire gym, again. So, again, I'm going to recap that Brock, 3 hits, we knocked out both of his Pokemon. Misty, 3 hits, we knocked out both of his Pokemon. Lieutenant Surge, 3 hits, we knocked out all 3 of his Pokemon. Erica took a little bit more than needed, but we did tank a Razor Leaf pretty bossly. And Koga, 4 hits, 4 knockouts. Actually, 3 hits, 4 knockouts, because 1 exploded. So that's where we're at right now. And will this trend... excuse me. Will this trend of dominating gym leaders continue? We'll see here in a minute. But I want you to listen to this. The reason why we chose Ivysaur is the Ivysaur / Venusaur Bulbasaur line. We're weak 2, and also Gyarados are weak 2. Gyarados has Hydro Pump. If we go the route of having our rival use Squirtle, here's where the trade-off comes. If you have Squirtle, then your rival has to have another grass type, which in that case he uses Executor. That makes the battle against the rival a lot easier, because 1, you don't have to deal with a Pokemon that has another grass type. Executor does not have a grass type move. All he has is like Barrage and Hypnosis, and I don't remember what the other one was. It makes sense if he had like Bug Bomb or something, or Egg Bomb, but he doesn't. he only has those moves. So it makes Executor is a much better, much easier fight than Gyarados is, as one of your non-starter Pokemon that your opposition has. Not to mention, there's a move out there we use called Mimic. Mimic. So if I were to fight this battle with the final rival battle in this game, so what I would do is I would just knock out everyone else as quickly as possible. When I get to Executor, or whatever, however you pronounce it, I would mimic Hypnosis, and I'll finish that up in 2 seconds. Let me go over the Blaine battle. So Blaine, will the trend continue? Well, we're gonna knock out. So there's one knockout. There's 2 knockouts. There's 3 knockouts. And there's 4 knockouts. So that is every gym but Erica so far has been a crush fest. Just crush fest the whole time. So I'm gonna let you watch this montage of me trying to battle. So 1-hit knockout there, so that's good. So is it gonna be a 1-hit knockout for Gyarados? No, it is not. However, we do tank a Hydro Pump, which is good. Now the problem is we don't have the ability to replenish health. So that's the downside. However, will we be able to just one-shot everything after this point? No. Razor Leaf knocks us out. This is why Venusaur's hard. You have to deal with both the Hydro Pump from I'm losing train of thought here. Hydro Pump from the Gyarados, and we have to deal with the Razor Leaf from Venusaur. So, yeah, this is gonna be fun. Oh man, that's gonna be so much fun. Just trying to see these battles and see if we can win. And Rock Slide. So I'm at the point with Body Slam where I'm just like, you know what? So this is like perfect case scenario right here. Is he misses? We have a lot of health, so hopefully we get to Venusaur. We can take a Razor Leaf if he does it, but he does a Vine Whip instead, which I don't know why you do Vine Whip. Okay, so we finally beat our rival fight. A little bit of luck there, and as much as bad luck as I got, I'm going to take the good luck. So this is Giovanni's fight. It's not going to be hard, so I'm going to talk over it. So back to what I would do if we had Squirtle. So Squirtle, that means your rival would have Executor. So what I would do with Executor is I would mimic Hypnosis. And I would use Hypnosis on Blastoise, and then I would just use the moves I have to knock out Blastoise at the end. So that's where it makes the game a lot easier if you have, if your rival is has Squirtle rather than Venusaur or Bulbasaur, because at the end of the game is a lot easier. With like I said, with Squirtle, you don't have to deal with a Gyarados having Hydro Pump, and you don't have to deal with a really strong Grass type either, because the Executor is not a strong Grass type compared to Venusaur in any way, shape, or form. I don't think Barrage is even classified as a Grass move. So I think it's classified as normal move. I think it's a normal type move technically. So you avoid that, and you also have the ability to mimic a move that you can use to put to sleep I think it's the last 2 Pokemons, Alakazam and then Blastoise. So, and Hypnosis is good to put both those Pokemon to sleep. So that's why having the starter being the starter we pick it as is important, because it can make the game easier, harder, and in this case it makes the game very hard. When it comes into the game. So right now I'm just blitzing through these trainers in here. I'm level 52, which is good, but we need to be a slightly higher level bring it to the game, so that's why I'm taking on all these fights. Not to mention, there's a lot of Chandlers in here, and basically I learned that if you use Rock Slide, it's basically knocks out all the Chandlers in one hit. So Haunters get knocked out in one hit, Ghastly, so on and so forth. And yeah, we're just right here, we're just milking some experience. So we're at 1 hour and 31 minutes. This is the last gym we need to get to before we get to the last Giovanni fight. And so far, Giovanni fights have been about as competitive as the gym fights. So not hard at all. What is different is the in-between fights are not have been a little bit more tricky early, but not lately. The only one that's been tricky really is our rival fight. Our rival has such good coverage. He does build a well-rounded team. He does have some dumb moves for that team, and some moves that are illegal, and I think I've gone over that already. He has some illegal moves, but nonetheless, he has a team that's well-rounded with a lot of coverage. So then we beat Sabrina, and now we are fighting Giovanni. Sabrina and her whip. So Giovanni should be 4 1-hit knockouts, and then 1 Toko, which is a 2-hit knockout. So there's 2 knockouts. There's 3. Nidoqueen actually surprised me that was going to be a knockout, because she has such high defense. I thought she'd at least tank it, just like Rhydon does right here. And again, no damage done at all, and we're moving on to our rival. Great. So now we have our rival fight. This goes a lot better than the one that was in Silphco. We didn't give... usually after I beat Giovanni, I just give all my... excuse me. All of the... Actually, I'm going to pause this for a second. I'm going to pause it. Okay. Okay. So usually after I beat Giovanni, what I do is I like to give all my rare candies to my Pokemon. Just leveled up. We're going to need them anyway. But I decided not to do that, because we might have to do a little bit of leveling up in Victory Road. So that's why I did not do that. So now we're fighting our rival fight, and I'll go ahead and commentate on that. So our rival, like and sub. So we mimic agility. So mimicking agility gives us the ability to use the badge boost glitch. We can boost all of our stats, our speed, our defense, our attack. All goes up when we use agility. So now we use Rock Slide. It's a 1-hit knockout for Pidgeot. Very good. He brings out Rhyhorn. We probably should use Rhyhorn to set up, honestly, rather than doing it on Pidgeot, because Pidgeot can do a lot of damage to us. Rock Slide's a 1-hit on Gyarados. So, and now Rock Slide's a 1-hit on Growlithe. So is Alakazam a 1-hit? It is a 1-hit with Earthquake. Is it a 1-hit with Venusaur? Our stats are boosted. No, but he does Vine Whip like an idiot, and we get the win. So, first time victory on this one, which is good. We didn't get that last time we faced him. So now we're in the Elite Four. So here's the challenges that the Elite Four present. Lorelei is Ice type. We are ground. We are weak to Lorelei. And usually people or Pokemon who have Ice type, guess what they also have? Water type moves. So keep that in mind when it comes to the early struggles we have here. We gave all our rare candies to our Pokemon. We're at level 67. Earthquake does not 1-hit. A Pokemon we are 13 levels higher than does not 1-hit. But we do get the Rock Slide knockout. And now we're fighting Cloyster. Is Earthquake a 1-hit with Cloyster? It is not. However, War Beam does do some damage to us. Not the end of the world. So now what we want to do is get the Slowbro, and we want to mimic Amnesia. I wish Slowbro was the first Pokemon. It would make this fight so much easier, but he's not. Amnesia gives you the ability. It boosts your defense, your special defense, and your defense and your special. I think it's special defense and your attack. And with the badge boost, it boosts all of them. It boosts your speed. It boosts everything. Now here's the problem. He used Amnesia a bunch, or Withdrawal a bunch. So now his defense is super high. So that's why none of the attacks I'm doing right now are doing any damage whatsoever. And because of this, we get knocked out. So now we got to face Lorelei again. And the word again is going to come up again and again, because this was a brutal playthrough. Lorelei has been a pain in the butt for a lot of playthroughs. Mainly bird type Pokemon. It's not exactly a ground type, but mainly bird type Pokemon. However, and we get the knockout there, and we're going to try to do the same tactic. I'm just trying to get through him so I can win. He has Water Gun. Water Gun we're weak to, knocks us out. So here's Lorelei again. Dugong, Body Slam is the best case scenario if it paralyzes and he can't attack us. But he was still able to attack us. So Body Slam again, Aurora Beam. Gets paralyzed, but he still does Roar Beam and knocks us out. So now we're facing Lorelei. And you guessed it, again! And Lorelei she's tricky. But once we beat Lorelei, the next two are pretty easy, honestly. So, Earthquake again. Yep. Body Slam, knock it out. So we have 101 health. Come on. Earthquake. Nope, didn't get the knockout. But we're getting a lot of misses, which is convenient. Slowbro, we use Mimic. We mimic Amnesia. Yeah, I was thinking about doing withdrawal, but enemies is just better. Just boosts everything else better. So here's the thing about like the badge boost. If you level up, it eliminates all the badge boosting other than the one stat you were increasing with the move. So like agility increases your speed. So but it increases all of them until you level up. When you level up, all the other ones get reset. And now, did we get the knockout on Lapras? We get the knockout. So this one we win with some good RNG, some good luck. And now we face Bruno. We don't talk about Bruno very much, but let's see how the overblown hiker does in this battle. Is he going to be like a gym leader? I think he's going to be like a gym leader, honestly. So 2-hit knockouts. 3-hit knockout. Or 3 knockouts. 4 knockouts. And did we get the 5th knockout with Machamp? We do not. But he does the best move in Gen 1. Actually, it does pretty good damage. It does more, almost half. Now, Agatha usually is an issue. And as J-Rose 11 coins at the Agatha lottery, where she can poison you, she can paralyze you, she can confuse you, can put you to sleep. Every status condition imaginable she can do to you. However, we have Earthquake. And Earthquake is very effective against most of our Pokemon, except for Golbat, he flies. However, that's why we have Rock Slide. So now she switches out Haunter to an Earthquake, gets him knocked out. Golbat, oh no, what's it going to do? Oh, Rock Slide, yep, we're going to knock him out. So the two in between, the 2 gym leader, or Elite 4 members in between, 2 in the middle, I should say, are pretty easy. So those are all 1-hit knockouts except for Golbat. So now we're at level 69. And now we're facing Lance. Lance is troublesome because of his first Pokemon. His first Pokemon is Gyarados. Now we outspeed, which is good. Paralyzing helps. And this is like the best case scenario right here, and I can't believe I screwed it up. Best case scenario right here. And I didn't really think this was the case. But now we're trying to use agility. And what I should have done is just use agility once or twice, and then try to knock out the rest of his Pokemon. I got greedy with it, and he makes my health down too much. Earthquake is a 1-hit knockout. Dragonair, next Dragonair is a 1-hit knockout. Aerodactyl should have been a 1-hit, but we miss, so takedown gets us to 3 health, and we miss again. It probably would have been a hit if that doesn't happen. So, trying this again. And we're not going to get the perfect outcome that we want. So Hydro Pump does 40 health. And Hydro Pump, whenever I use Hydro Pump, it kind of irritates me. Hydro Pump is never that accurate. He almost never misses his Hydro Pumps unless you're using some kind of badge boost that makes you faster or elusive or whatever. So we're getting the Paralyze, which is perfect. But what we're not getting is a knockout, which is not perfect. So I'm going to try doing after this. See if we can still use Earthquake. So this is when I started learning Earthquake is going to be a 1-hit knockout regardless of whatever. So I may not need the badge boost right here. So that's a 1-hit as well. I didn't badge boost in this one. And if it wasn't for this little Hyper Potion right here, and he hits me with Hyper Beam and we get knocked out. So BS. I think maybe 1 badge boost would have knocked him out there if I had it. To boost my attack enough that it would have covered the spread, so to speak. It'd have gone enough to knock him out. Rock Slide, get the knockout. Full health. Good. Earthquake, I'm just going for it, because now with now if I get all the knockouts I need, I'm not going to need to, I'm not going to have that, I don't need to, I can tank a Hyper Beam or so from Dragonair, and it takes a turn to reload, or whatever, to recharge, so now I can tank most of it. So Hyper Beam, he misses, and I miss, and he hits, and he knocks me out. That's awesome. Amazing. So now we're trying this again. So Lance is, Lance is being tough. So here we go again. Body Slam. Do I get the Paralyze? No. He gets a lot of health, or attack done to me. Body Slam, get the knockout. Earthquake will be a 1-hit for all the Dragonairs. All 2 of them. And he gets a slam on me. Now we had 8 health. This is just the most awesome scenario ever. Rock Slide. So now we're at Dragonite again. And we don't get the knockout. Luckily he goes for Barrier. And we just need 1 more attack. No, we don't. He used a Hyper Potion. Not allowed to use items in battle, Lance. Jerk. and he Hyper Beams me and knocks me out. So we're facing him again. I think I only showed you about 5 or 6 of these. I honestly probably had about 10. So we arrived at the Elite Four with about an hour and 37 minutes. We've been spending 11 minutes getting through Lorelei, and now we're spending not 11 minutes total, but 11 minutes. Usually I can get through each trainer or each member of the Elite Four in about a minute, if the stats are correct. And yeah, I get a badge boost in. Earthquake's a 1-hit. I think this might be the scenario in which we win. Again, and Dragon Knight. Come on, get the knockout, get the knockout, get the knockout. There we go, yes. I was ecstatic when that happened, because now I only have 1 trainer left. And again, so let me show you, you're going to see here a couple attempts, and then I'm going to have my ace in the hole that I can use to fix some problems I have. So Pidgeot no longer has agility, so we can't mimic agility. So now we just have to try to go for broke, knock it out. He goes for Sky Attack, thank goodness. And we can knock him out with full health. That's the best case scenario. That is honestly the best case scenario we could ask for. And right here, I should have just mimicked, I should just mimic Reflect or maybe even Recover right here. Would have been a bad idea. I should just mimic that. Earthquake is a 1-hit regardless. So on Rhydon, it would make sense for me to set up or at least recover my health against Rhydon. And that actually initiates a bad boost glitch. He used Leer, which lowers my defense but ups my attack. So I'm hoping with that little bit of badge boost there, we can knock out Gyarados in one go. If we don't, he Hydro Pumps us. Is it a 1-hit? It is a 1-hit because our defense was lowered. Awesome. So we got a little bit of the luckiness that we needed to get through this part of the game. So now we're going to try it again. And we may not get as lucky this time. Pidgeot may get an attack off. It may be something along those lines. Rock Slide gets the knockout. Full health going into the next Pokemon, Alakazam. Earthquake would be a 1-hit, but we're going to mimic Reflect. And I wish you could mimic more than one move, because we could also probably use Recover, but we don't. And I thought Reflect worked kind of like the same way Agility works, where you can do more than one to boost your defense. And I get knocked out. So that's just me being reckless and not knowing the ins and outs of the game as well as I should. And now we are facing the rival again. And there's that word again. And Pidgeot. Body Slam. He's going for Sky Attack. Rock Slide gets the knockout. Full health in Alakazam. We're going to mimic Reflect. The next move we have, we're going to knock him out. And this is where I try enacting the Reflect right here. There we go. And I was kind of hoping he'd do Leer again so I can boost my stats and have defense boosted. Earthquake is a 2-hit. And we're getting some damage done to us. Great. Awesome. Body Slam. Paralyzes at the most inconvenient times, honestly. So Rock Slide. It's not a 1-hit. And we get knocked out, even though our defense is boosted with Reflect. Awesome. So now I think I'm going for the ace in the hole I have. So there's a move we have in this game called Double Team. Am I using it right now? I am. So Double Team will help us initiate the badge boost glitch. Every Pokemon can get this. I don't use it a lot, but we're at kind of the dire straits at the end of the video. So I'm like, you know what? Let's just get the badge boost boosted so I can get my stats boosted so I can knock these guys out and at least get to the last training. Okay, so Alakazam, Earthquake. So now we don't have the ability to mimic anything anyway, so we just go for the knockout. We go for knockout against Rhydon, and it actually gets knocked out because the badge boost was initiated. And Rock Slide is a 1-hit for Gyarados. It is not. However, Hydro Pump hits, and we tank it like a boss because we have our defenses boosted. And I got scared here. I'm like, come on, really? We're going to miss this attack right when we're at the precipice of winning. Earthquake gets a knockout. And now we're at the last Pokemon, Venusaur. And not a 1-hit. He misses, and we get the win. Thank goodness. So we finally beat the Pokemon. Again, if I would have chosen Squirtle, what we would have done is Earthquake everyone up till Execute. When you get the Execute, I would have mimicked Hypnosis and use Hypnosis on Blastoise. So this battle would have been a lot easier. So we get the win. And I'm going to go ahead and get to this part right here. Let me just pause the video as soon as we get this. Right there. So we win this game at 1 hour and 54 minutes and 26 seconds. I think I said between an hour and 45 and an hour and 55 minutes. And maybe it would have been an hour and 50. So I might be wrong on that. This playthrough was very tough. The gym leaders. I want to clarify. The gym leaders in this were very easy. The Brock was easy with Dig. Misty was pretty easy. Three hits, three attacks to knock out both Brock's Pokemon. 3 attacks to knock out Misty's Pokemon, both of them. 3 hits to knock out all 3 Pokemon in Lieutenant Surge's gym. Erica's gym was the only one that was difficult. We did tank a pretty sweet Razor Leaf in there with a very low defense Pokemon, and we were weak to that, so it probably critically hit too. Koga it took us 3 hits to knock out 4 Pokemon because 1 exploded. Blaine was a 4 1 hit knockouts. Sabrina was 4 1 hit knockouts. And Giovanni was 4 1 hit knockouts and 1 2 hit knockout. So all the gym leaders except for Erica, and Erica wasn't even that hard, are very easy in this game. Giovanni, all 3 Giovanni fights were pretty easy. What really is difficult with this playthrough is the second rival fight can be difficult because you just don't have nothing to take out Pidgey handily other than Scratch. And then the sixth rival fight, the one in Silphco, was tricky because he cheats and his Gyarados has moves he shouldn't have. Probably could still beat me without that move, but you just have to do it with Venusaur or whatever. You'd have to actually use Venusaur, a smart move with Venusaur. But Elite Four was good up until Lance, up until Lorelei was tricky. But yeah, all the trainers in this game that begin with the letter L gave me problems. Lorelei, Lance, and Lycan Sub, which is the name of my rival. So I hope you like the insert I put in there about little glitches in the game. There's actually some other glitches in the game I came across while kind of like researching this. I may throw this into future games. But yeah, so the next video I publish should be a ranking video about the first 151 Pokemon. So yeah, that's it. And thank you for watching JD's NerdVerse. And you have a good one. See ya.